Okay, please excuse how crappy I look at the moment. It's been a tough month. What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing well, and today we are going to be revisiting my Shelf Destruct series. So this was inspired of course by Becca from Becca and the Books. So every year what she does is a video where she selects a certain amount of books, and then if she hasn't read them by the end of the 12 months, then you have to unhaul them. So I decided to do this last year because I thought it was a great incentive to A, read more books on my TBR, and B, hopefully sift through some of the books that I either A, have probably lost interest in and never going to read, or B, just sort of, I like the idea of the book at the time, but when I get to read it, I'm like, and then unhaul it. So yeah, but we are going to see how I did last year, and then we are going to check in with this year's list. Also, side note, if you notice in the next clip my hair is down, it's because it was down when I first started filming this, but it's a bit hot in here, so I decided to tie it up. So I've essentially filmed this video middle, end and beginning, so enjoy the chaotic energy. Okay, so got my laptop, got my headphones, let's check out what I've been completed is the Dark Artificers trilogy. So first series was the Dark Artificers by Cassandra Clare, and I can say that I've completed the series. Here's another one that's been on my shelf for a couple of years, and that is the the Whisper Geology by... Okay, so series number 2 was the Whisper Geology by Noni, and I can say again, I've completed this series. Is one that I only started maybe a couple of years ago, and I'm so bad. I really need to complete a lot of series. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the Lady Helen. Okay, so as you saw, Lady Helen and the Dark Days Club trilogy, I have completed this. So that is 3 series down. I really wanted to finish it because the first book was quite promising, but that is the Ash Princess trilogy. Okay, so as you guys saw, it was the Ash Princess trilogy by Laura Sebastian, and I can confirm I have completed this series as well. So we're on a roll here, we're killing it. Shadow Me series by Terria. Okay, so as you guys saw, it was the Shadow Me series by Terria Murphy. Now, I made a bit of a mistake when I did this because I thought that series was complete. Turns out it wasn't, but as I'm recording this, I have actually unhauled these books because unfortunately, I just didn't see myself reading them, so they have actually gone off my shelf. So we were on a roll, but it's not to be. Is the Traitor's Kiss. Okay, so Traitor's Kiss trilogy by Erin Beatty. I can actually see it on my little tray behind the camera. Unfortunately, I have not read it, so they're going to have to be unhauled, but yeah, oh well. It is what it is. The final book in this series only came out just towards the end of last year, so this one is probably one of the more newer series, and that is the Paper Girls trilogy by Natasha Nunn. Okay, so as you guys saw, it was the Paper Girls trilogy by Natasha Nunn. Unfortunately, like the Traitor's Kiss, I didn't even pick up the first book last year, so I don't really see myself reading those books, so they are going to the unhaul pile. That is the Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Carrie Mansell. Okay, so as you guys saw, it was the Stalking Jack the Ripper quartet. That's what you call it. So I can confirm I have read these books, and I have actually unhauled them. I think late last year. I can't remember, but I have read them, and they have since been unhauled. Got the last one. Wanted to reread the first 2, but never got around to it. And that is the Caravel trilogy by Stephanie Garber. Okay, so Caravel trilogy by Stephanie Garber. I can confirm I have completed this series, and I will be keeping it. It was the Relic trilogy by Ron Ely. Ooh, okay. So next series was the Relic trilogy by Ron and Ely. I reread the first one, quite enjoyed it. didn't really like the second book and didn't read the third one, so they will be going to the unhaul pile, unfortunately. But is it unfortunate? I wish I'd liked the second book a lot more, but sadly it's a no, so they will be going to the unhaul pile. The Imperium Trilogy by Claire Legren. Okay, so the final series we have is the Imperium Trilogy by Claire Legren, and I can confirm that I have completed this, and this is probably the only other series out of all these books I will be keeping. I did quite enjoy it. Probably will reread it again at some stage, but yes, we can confirm that that is complete. Okay, so out of all those series, I think I only didn't manage to complete about 3. So overall, I'm quite impressed with how I did. So any books that I will be unhauling, I will link the links to where I will be selling them down below. Just keep in mind that it is going to be Australian based only, just because postage is a bit of a nightmare. But yes, I'm quite happy with how my progress went. I'm really surprised I managed to get through as many books as I did of this thing. So yeah, so that was last year's stuff. So let's get into what series I will be attempting to read in the 12 months of this year. Okay, never mind at the time of hair because it's freaking hot in here. Okay, so the way this year's going to work is I've decided to split this between duologies and trilogies just to make it a little bit more easier to break it down, and I have made sure this year that these are actually completed series, not ones that aren't finished or vice versa. So let's start off with the duologies first. So the first one I want to talk about is the Queen's Rising and the Queen's Resistance by Rebecca Ross. I don't know too much about this. I know it's about the Queen. Geez, I can't remember what this is about. I think it's about Lost Kingdoms. I can't really remember. I don't know too much about it, but this is the first duology I plan to read. I've had these on my shelves. They've got dust on them. That's how much long these have been sitting there. But yeah, this is the first duology I plan to finish. Haven't started the first one, so hopefully I like this, but we shall see how we go there. So the second one is a duology I have started, but of course I fell into the trap of read the first book, didn't do the second. So that is Spin the Dawn and Unravel the Dusk by Elizabeth Lim. I know this is like it's like the dressmaker, a magic dressmaker competition. I vaguely remember what happens in this. I think it's like a mix of that. I'm not too sure. You can tell I haven't read this in a while, but yes, like I said, read the first book, haven't finished the second, so hopefully this year this will motivate me to complete those 2. And sticking with that train of uncompleted duologies, I have The Queen's Assassin and The Queen's Secret by Melissa de la Cruz. So I knew this one had an assassin and a girl who sort of are thrust together after they I can't really remember what happened in this. It's been a while since I read the first book, but I know that there's an assassin, and he basically crosses paths with this young girl who I think sees things. I can't really remember. But yeah, another series where I've started the first book, haven't finished the second. So hopefully that is the case this year. Alright, so the next duology I want to talk about is one that's, again, it's got dust on it. There's just so many books on them. You would not believe the amount of space I just cleared off those shelves pulling these off. But the next one I want to talk about is The Glass Bear and the Cursed Sea by Lauren Di Stefano. I remember seeing this, I think it was on Instagram a couple of years ago, and liked the idea of it. Essentially, I think it's about this girl who touches, anything she touches turns to like crystal, I think it is. Pretty sure. Yeah, something like that. Haven't even started this duology, but it's just another one that's been sitting on my shelf for freaking ages, and I need to have this done. Alright, so the next 2 I want to talk about is another duology that I like the sound of and just bought them. I haven't even started this series either. So that is Incendiary and Illusionary by Zoraida Kodava? I don't know, I don't even know if I've pronounced that right. Don't know what this is about again. Like I said, I think I briefly read the synopsis, liked the idea of it, so another duology I've added to the shelves that was collecting dust. So, yes, there's so many in this, a lot of books that have just been collecting dust, so it's a great incentive to hopefully read them and then get rid of them. And the final duology I want to talk about is one that I have actually started before. Well, actually, I kind of half started the first book, and then I think I've started this on a plane trip down to Melbourne a few years ago and just didn't get around to finishing off the duology. So that is The Beholder and The Boundless by Anna Bright. So what I remember from this one is this princess is sent away to secure a marriage, I think. No, actually, sorry, I'm wrong about that. She gets dumped by her fiance, and this alliance was supposed to basically unite the kingdoms. It goes pear-shaped, so she gets sent away across the ocean. So that's briefly what I remember about this. Like I said, I think I only got maybe 20% into the first book and didn't keep reading because I don't think I got bored. I think I just forgot to keep going. But yeah, that is the final duology I'm hoping to finish this year. Okay, so that's the duologies out of the way. Now let's get on to the trilogies. So these are a mixture of ones I've both started and haven't started at all, and I just sort of, as this list was coming back around, I thought I'll put them on this list, try and get them read, and if I don't like them, I can unhaul them. So the first one I want to talk about is a very recent trilogy, and that is the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy by Kerry Maniscalco. So as you saw, I did complete the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. It was alright. If I'd enjoyed it a lot more, I would have kept it, but hopefully that is not the case with these, because these are just gorgeous, gorgeous books. Yeah, I can't really remember too much about it. I know it's about this girl who seeks revenge for the death of her sister and makes a deal with the demon, essentially. I just read so many books last year. I think I read 112, I think, so yeah. But the final book came out last year, and this is hopefully a trilogy that I can cross off the finished list. The series I have started but not yet finished is Serpent and Dove trilogy by Shelby Mahern. Oh, you can tell it's a bit late for this. So again, I have read Serpent and Dove, Blood and Honey. Last book came out, never got around to reading it. So this is the year I will hopefully get this finished. But yes, I intended to reread the first two books last year and then finish the third one. Of course, didn't get around to it. So this year's going to be great motivation to do that. I did absolutely love the first two books. So hopefully this is a all-round series winner for me. Continuing with unfinished trilogies, we have the Curse So Dark and Lonely trilogy by Bridget Camera. So this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Read the first two books, quite enjoyed them. Haven't finished book 3, same story. Again, these are collecting dust. They're like slapping them good. Yeah, I haven't got around to completing this trilogy, so hopefully this year I can get around to finishing this as well. Alright, and we're down to the final 3. So the next one I want to talk about is a series that I saw, quite liked the synopsis of, and I thought I'd give it a go. So that is the Bone Witch trilogy by Rin Chipeko. From what I gathered from the synopsis of this, we follow, I think it's a girl who is doing some witchcraft and brings her brother back to life by accident, I'm pretty sure. I've heard pretty good things about this, so yeah, hopefully I do enjoy this. They're not really, it's not a big series. Yeah, it's not. But so hopefully I do enjoy this. I do quite enjoy quite a lot of YA fantasy. So yeah. So the next one I want to talk about is by an Australian author. So I've read, I think, 2 of her books, and I found them okay. But this is her first series as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her first trilogy. But that is the Heart of Mist trilogy by Helen Shearer. So I know this, from what I remember about reading the synopsis, this girl is, she lives in this world where this, I think it's a dangerous mist, makes people sick or whatever, and I think is she tasked with doing it? Yeah, so it follows a girl who lives in a world where there's like a toxic mist and her mentor died, and I think it's her trying to seek revenge for his death. But yeah, I have read books by Helen before, quite enjoyed them, so hopefully I will have a little bit more success with this trilogy. I think it's more the fact that I've started her other series and just haven't got around to reading the rest of it, but hopefully I do enjoy this because this sounds right up my alley. So, the last trilogy I want to talk about is the Nevernight Chronicles by J. Kristoff. So, Nevernight was, I think it was Jo from Books Jo Reads on Instagram. She suggested Nevernight for my 12 books to read. I think 12 books recommended by 12 friends. So, I know this follows an assassin who, I think is another one who seeks revenge for the death of a mentor. The only thing I do have reservations about this, only because this has bloody annotations that, some of them are like that freaking long. Like, why do you need annotations that long? Why? Just why? But yeah, this was recommended by Jo for my 12 books to read in 12 months, recommended by 12 friends. So hopefully I do enjoy this. I did enjoy Jay's other book, Empire of the Vampire. So hopefully that continues with this one. But I've got a good feeling about it, hopefully. Hopefully the annotations don't annoy me, because I hate footnotes of that thing. Again, why? Okay, so that is my shelf destruct list for 2023. Yeah, it's quite a big one. Hopefully not as many books as the Shadow Me series, but I've been smart and not picked a series that has not been finished. So if you've got to the end of this video, as always, I'd encourage you to let me know down in the comments below what books you think I should start first, whether any of these were your all-time favourites, whether or not I should maybe try some on audio. I'm happy with suggestions, but thank you so much for getting to the end of this video. If you liked it, as always, please give it a big thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did, and I shall see you guys in another video coming real soon. Bye.